welcome back to another episode. Give me a quick second. Let everybody know we are live. We are live. We are live on the show. We will be addressing a lot in this particular video. So let's, this is good. This is really, really good here. Let's address it all right here on the Wiley Show. We got a lot to discuss here. A lot to discuss. I'm going to read y'all comments as well, so y'all bear with us because we have a lot to discuss. So let us first just lay it down, the roadmap in here. Okay, let's lay down the footwork here. So give me a second. I want to lay it down. I want to say thank y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video, and I want y'all to share this live, personally share this live, and let everybody know that we are live. I want to make sure that we get to the details of this matter. So Armon Wiggins and I used to be associates and friends on Facebook, and we was definitely talking, working together on the video. But now let's fast forward to now into 2023. We're gaining in clout. We're gaining interactions. We're gaining with people. I definitely want to say this because a lot of people need to understand that Wiley and Armon have a mutual beef. Do you understand? This is a very mutual beef. Let's first get into the WAC 100 Clubhouse. This is something so weird to me when you say that WAC 100 was doing fellatio or playing with himself. Then you go on Clubhouse and you unblocked WAC 100. That does not make any sense. Then you say, my husband was there, and go back to the same place where you unblock WAC, talk to WAC, and all of these things. WAC 100 responded about Tasha K, former moderator, that he, in fact, and her had a mutual plan with themselves on the FaceTime. I want to break this down for y'all to understand. This woman is the same age as my mother. And if she's not the same age, she's older than me. I'm going to make it clear. She's older than me. I want to say that again because we definitely going to lay it all the foundation in here. I want to get into the Tasha K piece. So if you go to wileythetroll.com, I'm going to read you all these emails that she brought to me, Opinionator brought to me from Tasha K. So let's definitely break this down. She brought it to me. Let's get into it. So let me type it in. You can just literally go to the wileythetroll.com and you can see it verbatim on it. And I'm going to share it on here as well because she sent the receipt. Tasha K fired 2 moderators because they was working with the Wiley Show. Let me read this directly. This is very sad. Let me drop this link in the chat. Let me drop this in there because I want you all to see it. Because let me drop it in here of this particular article that she brought us the receipts. When she opinionated, fell out with Tasha, she fired him. So let's read it. This is very sad that Tasha K is firing her mods because they were working with the Wiley Show. Last time I checked, she is not paying her mods. It is an unpaid volunteer job. I can understand if her former mods were dissing her, but they didn't. They have never talked badly about Tasha K on my platform. Tasha K needs to publicly apologize to these black women she fired. Tasha Talk Truth wrote this on to Opinionated, and she sent this quote. I agree she's very messy, and she's the person behind why you were kicked out of the group. chat, and Ash Bags, next thing I know, her and the other women was administrating mods only, and told Tasha who she would put in the group. I was the last person they put in. She told Tasha to kick me out of the group because I brought up Armon. Tasha K is weak-minded. Peaches, don't make up. So don't take off of Tasha K. If someone start dragging Tasha K, she would go back in the bushes. Tasha Talk True wrote this to Opinionated, quote, "Hello, sweetheart. How are you? I was watching the Wiley Show and learned Tasha K unmod you. I'm sorry that happened to you. I believe Peaches is behind all of this. Call me when you can. We will talk. Tasha won't even speak to me." Opinionated responded, "Hey, Tasha, how are you doing? I hope all is well. I absolutely know Peaches is behind it. She's very messy. Peaches mod for everybody on YouTube." This is Opinionated throwing Peaches under the bus. This is Opinionated. She wrote this March the 30th, 2023. "Good morning, Tasha. I'm writing to ask you to please add me back as one of your mods. I contacted Chelsea. Please review email chain attachment below. Chelsea responded to Peaches, and I haven't received a response from Peaches. Emailed twice. Thank you for always being kind and supportive. Opinionated." April 1st, she wrote this email. This is Opinionated, quote, "Good day, Peaches. I noticed last night during the live stream that I had the wrong email address. That's my fault. Can you please review the correspondence below? Please feel free to contact me and or call me. Many thanks, Opinionated." April 1st, the employee of Tasha K responded to Opinionated with this email. "Hey, Opinionated, I see your emails about trying to get your moderator wrench back. We did some cleaning up on our end and took away the wrench for a lot of people. Many of you have been moderators for Tasha for a while, and there have been an influx of fans who wanted the opportunity to moderate. Also, due to us wanting to be more hyper-focused on promoting links, making sure there is no cross-promotion with other creators, we are trying out new moderators for the remainder of the year." This is Opinionated. So let's get this crystal clear. These emails came from Opinionated. Tasha K fire you. Do you know how trash? Let's take Armon down for a second before we get to Armon Wiggins. We're going to get to him. Let's stick with this piece. Do you know how trash of a person you have to be for Tasha K to remove you as the moderator? Woo, look at that big old fly. Woo, that big old fly. Do you know how trash that you have to be for Tasha K to remove you as a moderator? She was let go. The day she was let go for being a moderator, she gave me the receipts. She begged Tasha K for her job back. She called me crying. Woo, that fly is a big old fly. I'm outside, y'all, in the country. She called me crying, saying, "I can't get in contact with you. All of this, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help give to your show." Keyword, I'm going to help give to your show. I am angry that Tasha K removed me as a moderator. Do you understand? And Tasha K don't pay the moderators. Don't nobody pay the moderator. Don't nobody. Don't nobody get paid over the Tasha or over here, period. So she sent me the emails. She directly sent me the emails. Okay? She told me, Wiley, Peaches is messy. She can't be trusted. That's exactly what she said. She got on the phone and called me. Okay? Then it immediately came out that she was let go. So here we go. Okay? So those are the major laser focus of Tasha K and Opinionated. But let's also get into Milagro. Milagro and Opinionated fell out as well. She fell out as well with Opinionated because she was messy. This person that you see on Armon Wiggins' page is not this victim. She had fell out with Tasha K. She had fell out with Milagro Grams. And she had fell out with the Wiley Show. The common denominator is her. That is the common denominator. So she decided to sit here and send emails and calls and texts. This is her history. On Clubhouse, this lady is so messy that she will fund people that speak negative about anybody that she don't like. She will fund it. And if you don't do right by what she does, she would use her trauma when she allegedly was violated in the military. We don't know if she ever in the military. That could be all a whole lie. But she will get this story and she will get a tremble in her voice and say, oh, this happened to me in the military. Now, anybody know if anything of that nature happened to you in the military, why in the world are you on the internet continue to get re-victimized by WAC 100? Why don't you take a break from Clubhouse? Why don't you take a break from Tasha K? Why don't you take a break from Milagro Graham? Why don't you take a break from Storm Monroe? These are all the things that she's doing. She is no victim. I'm 32. She's close to 50 years old. We don't live in the same city. She lives hundreds of miles away from me. Anything that she is claiming that she's doing it on her own. Let's get into it. Okay? I don't want nobody to block. As long as you ain't use profanity, we're welcome. Now, when you get into Milagro Grams, they fell out. These are facts. So let's bring Armon and myself on the screen here. Armon Wiggins reached out to Opinionated. Opinionated sent him some receipts, and let's get into it. Okay? We're talking about Armon Wiggins interviewed Opinionated, a former moderator that we fired for her messy ways. And we will tell you why we fired her. Okay? We're going to get it exclusive. So let's get into what have she given to the Wiley Show. On September the 15th, 2020, she gave $40. September the 15th, 2020, $20. October 1st, 2020, $40. February the 3rd, she said, Wiley, I want to give more to your channel. I'm going to give $300. Right? She just gave randomly and just called and said, hey, Wiley, I gave that to get on the phone because I don't talk to people unless you give it. That's just me. March the 2nd, she gave $300. She talked about her issues, some private issues about, we ain't going to get into it, but she got on the phone and she was on that crying. I'm not going to talk to you for free. Then she gave another donation for $300 on March 18th. Again, she had going through some issues. March 29th, $300. And she said, well, just give it to two man and lady. $100 on March 29th. So she gave on her own. No one told her to give. You would just, and she just give money. But I don't care how much money you give. Last time I checked, that's not enough. That's not 300,000. Now, if you were giving a 300,000 donation every day, then that's a different. You only gave me that amount of money. Once you pay a bill, once you give cameras and get people to edit stuff and do thumbnails and do other things that I do, it is what it is. I want to address something. She keeps talking about planes. We stopped taking planes a long time ago. We take trains, okay? Let's talk about when we were nominated for the Boss Babe Award. We get a phone call, and someone told me, 2 people said, Wiley, you're not going to win the award. I said, that's why I'm not going. Opinion said, you should go. I got a flight. Let's do it. I said, I don't fly Frontier. So we get the flight information. The main flight that it is, Frontier. I said, opinion, I'm not doing it. You can cancel it. I'm not going. She said, oh, why? You really need to go. This is good for your show. Good promotion. I said, I'm not flying Frontier because when I did fly Frontier, it's too much on my legs. I'm a big dude. If I don't have a big seat where I have leg room, I'm not going. I'm not going to. Well, I can't recancel and add a new flight. That's the only one because I have the credits. I said, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I am not flying Frontier. It's not Atlanta, and that award is not that important for the needs to be up to my knee. You offered that because she had a flight that she couldn't go, and they gave her credits. She said, I will use the credits to fly you to the award show. She said, you should go to the trial. I said, I don't really want to go to the trial. I don't care nothing about going to trial because I said, I don't have the money for a hotel. If you go to the trial, I got to eat. I got to go to a hotel. If you want me to go there, then give me all that. Well, I can't afford to do all of that. Okay, that's fine. Well, we can get you to the Boss Babe. I said, if I'm riding Frontier, I'm not doing it. The main flight, Frontier, not going. Didn't attend, didn't go at all, didn't miss an ounce of sleep, and we didn't win. I am not going to no place that I'm already notified that I'm not going to win the award. You will not see me get rejected. If I don't know I'm going to win beforehand, you won't see me there. It's not that important. I went to Atlanta to go see Monique. I go outside. I was in the crowd on Netflix. I spend my money when I want to spend my money, but I'm not foolish with my money. But if you give me $1, hear me clearly. If you donate $1, there is no refund. Okay? All right? She gave every single dollar. She did it. No one asked her to do it. She did it on her own. Now, let me tell you how effed up she is. Number one, you went on a platform, Armon Wiggins, that's attached to Milagro Grams, which you were very messy. You were fired there. And the main word that they were using in the live, they kept saying Emmett Till. Let me tell you how disrespectful Armon Wiggins is. It's many other things that you can say about Wiley. Yellow teeth, cockeye, mental illness, a twisted leg, all uneven lining. It's plenty of the jokes that write themselves. Why would you use a ancestor to drag me? That's when the audience turned off because they probably would. They already ain't with you because they drag in opinionated for Phil. But then you say Emmett Till, and the person said, well, why y'all keep saying Emmett Till and using it as a joke? Do y'all even know who Emmett Till is? Well, let me school you if you don't know who Emmett Till. Emmett Till was 14 years old. That was lynch. He was killed, and that death birthed the civil rights movement. If you don't know who he is, research him. In Chicago, his mother allowed him to go with his grandfather to Money, Mississippi, and he was murdered. And his mother he went on the train on 63rd and came back in a casket, in a box, in a pine box. At first, Mississippi, they did not want to return his body. They wanted to just bury him in the grave right there. But secretly, the Black people worked together with the funeral home up here, and they got his body back to Chicago. Okay. And then they had resistance saying that wasn't his body. And then it was a whole thing. They just went on a whole campaign. And then his mother had to sneak to Mississippi because the Klan and all of that. They had to sneak to go to get it. And the lady that did it, she just died. The white lady that lied on, she died from cancer. She just died. She was old, stricken in years. And it was her lie. And then once the two men that killed Emmett Till, once they were acquitted, they did a magazine, they did an interview and admitted that they killed Emmett Till. They said it that, yeah, we did it. It's a such thing as double jeopardy, so they couldn't go and refile charges in this country. So when you're using the word Emmett Till, I think it get lost because you're trying to drag me and you're making yourself look stupid. It's plenty other things that you can say, but once you say Emmett Till, that you don't even know who Emmett Till is. You're talking about a man that don't know history and is disrespectful, and that's why the comments turned. They said, why y'all keep saying Emmett Till? Do you know who you're talking about? That's an ancestor. And if it wasn't for his death, we would still probably be, not able to use the water fountain. It was because of his death that Black people said, you know what? We tired of this. Y'all killed this young boy. His mother decided, but it was her decision to say, I want the world to see what they did to my baby. She had an open casket. The funeral home didn't want to do it. Nobody, her own mother didn't want to do it. But she said, I want the world to see. And she told Black media to take a picture because y'all kept saying, Black media, we the new Black media, and you ignoring the fact because of Black media, we know who Emmett Till is. They were on the front lines putting Emmett Till face out there. And because of Emmett Till, people take a page from his mother, and the reason why they post pictures and all that, because it's so effective. But it's sad that Armon is trying to drag me, but dragging the ancestor. That doesn't make any sense. Armon feels as though that he thought that people were going to stop giving to the Wiley Show. They are not going to stop giving because she said out of her mouth, I gave to Wiley. Okay? I gave him the money, right? I gave the money because in her words, because I like to give to people. A scam is, oh yeah, give me I'm doing this and don't do it. That's not scamming. You giving your money freely. Without a doubt, nobody asks her for it. She just give cash out. That's the type of person she is. Because in her mind, I want to give you the money because I want to control you. I told Larry Reed this. I said, in order to control me, if you want to control me, it got to be in the millions. That's not enough to give me $1,300. That's not enough to control. Okay? Now, if it was 1.3 million, then we can talk about you having ownership of the show and having to, when you call, I will have to listen to you because if I want to get another million, I'll have to listen to just like these politicians. They listen to the NRA. That's why we don't have gun laws. That's why the Second Amendment is still intact because the NRA gives politicians millions of dollars. And that's why when children get slaughtered, politicians, they say absolutely nothing, especially those in power, because if they want to win the next election, they got to be and sing the praises of the NRA, not because they want to, but because of the wallet of the NRA. But you would know this if you research politics and something they do not do. And so then I understand where Armon was coming from. Now I'm about to drag you opinionated because now you feel some type of way, but you funded, or he didn't get into the receipts. He was too busy getting into receipts. She have funded me since 2020, and that is just in cash apps. It's not into money orders that she used to send me. She didn't get into the money orders because she gave so much, she forgot about it. And then we spent it as it came, right? That was during the pandemic, money order. One day she paid my rent. She did. She said, Wiley, I know you're going through the pandemic. I want to do that. I want to pay your rent. And she paid it, sent the money order, and paid the rent. We was going through with the library situation. She wrote a check for about $6,000 to pay to go towards the library. She actually did it. Oh, you need your card to be paid off? She did that as well. But again, that's not enough to control me. Now, everything was good with me and opinionated, no problems. When we had Denat on the show, she called me. I need to understand, don't trust him. I gave you too much money. If you want to continue to get my money, you must cuss Denat out. You must cut him off. I said, excuse me. You can't tell me who not to have on the show. Okay? I'm only bringing Denat on the show because Denat have a lawsuit with Brother Michael, Armon Wiggins' best friend. Okay? All right. That's the only reason why I had Denat on the show. His first appearance on the show was because of a lawsuit that he have with official Kingpin Armon Wiggins' friend. That's the only reason why he's on the show. Because he filed court documents. I'm sorry, Kingpin filed the court documents, and we called Kingpin first. Kingpin said, "Oh, girl, you got it twisted. I sued Denat." I said, "Okay, fine. Do you want to give a statement?" I ain't no statement. He hung up. So Denat number is on court documents. It's on court documents. I got on this phone. This is my second number, and I called Denat, and Denat answered, and he said, "I will come on," and he came on the show. And ever since then, he come on the show and give us update about the case. We're not friends. We don't go out for drinks. We're not on Hollywood sets. I'm just talking about a case that came up. Soon as we had this person on the show, because Opinionated is obsessed with Clubhouse, though she's married, you're supposed to be giving your husband some wet, but you on Clubhouse for hours, 15, 16 hours a day, right? All right? And she was angry because Denai was on the show. She said, "Wiley, I'm angry." I said, "Sister, you don't give me enough for me to stop interviewing Denai." Okay? I said, "If you want to control me, you must give more, because that's not enough for control." Okay? You don't have that power over me because that's not enough money that you have given me to control me. That's where you out of pocket. Okay? Did the same thing to Tasha, whomever. Now, she kept saying, "Tasha gave you a camera." I said, "Tasha gave me that camera because I was dragging Armon. I didn't ask her for the camera. She did it. Her husband got on the phone. "I want to give you a camera. Give me your P.O. box." I gave him the P.O. box. Not only did he give the camera, but they gave me the equipment to hook up the camera, but didn't tell me how to hook it up. It took me years to learn it, but we now know how to hook it up and everything. We good now. So they gifted it to me. But the issue, and like she gifted her money, right? Just like she called me a day before yesterday. She still called me because she's not going to be able to get on the phone. I still get on the phone with you, talk about your personal problems. I don't care. As long as you give it to me, I get on the phone and cry with you, pray with you. As long as you're giving, you will always have my ear. You stop giving, I'm done with you. It's just that simple, okay? So she called day before yesterday. I said, and she sent a cash out. I said, "We can talk. I don't mind." But she kept running into Denai. And then the last big thing that she called was the husband. Now, she called to apologize, but she had her husband on the phone. Let's get them on screen, and let's get this call screen. Okay, so that's the Denai. She had her husband. She got on the phone first in the middle of the night. It was 1-something in the morning. She said, "Hey, you up?" I said, "Yeah." So she called me on Instagram, cussing me out. She dragged me on the voice notes. Then she proceeded to call me on Instagram. She cussed me out like a dog. Then she got her husband. And he said, I said, "You're weak." And then he said, "I told my wife to get off the internet." I said, "Sir, you're the husband. And if you're the husband, if you are a military officer, then you need to put your wife in check, because she on these streets acting a plump fool, and you need to put her in check." And then she intervened somehow. "You don't tell my husband." I said, "First of all, never you interrupt when men are talking. I'm talking to your husband. Let him get me together. You stay out of it. You're a woman. My issue is with your husband is because he allowing you to come on the internet to act a plump fool. So get your husband to talk to me." So his husband would talk. And then he said, "I told her to get off the internet." Then he said, "I heard that Wack went on the phone, and I told her to stop talking to Wack." So these were the things. And Wack didn't talk on one time. Wack was on the phone doing this multiple times, according to her husband. And she ain't going to listen to me. I told her, because the husband said, "I don't do the internet. I'm a retiree. I don't do it." I told my wife, but she said this was what bring her happiness. I don't know how that's bringing her happiness, because you have all this trauma. She's on there crying about her history in the military, and they laugh at her. Now let's fast forward up to 2023. She get on the phone and she tells me verbatim, "I'm going to Armon Wiggins and I'm going to drag you into the world." I said, "Baby, when you go to Armon Wiggins, can you make me a promise and say my name?" That's all I ask. I don't care, whatever. make sure when you go to say my name, and don't tell them about your military experience because they're going to laugh at you. Didn't listen. But she did say my name. At first, she tried to do the Emmett, but I trained her enough to put Wiley. So when people go hear that replay, they're going to see Wiley. Okay? She did exactly that. Now, here she go. She hit the link. She on the show. I'm listening. I knew that it was going to be a setup because I'm already got people over there in Malagrogram, her. She have a chat over there, and it's a chat. I forgot what they call the chat. She got a chat over there, and they were dragging it. They was dragging her for a film because I know for a fact that they don't like her. Okay, I'm over there in the chat right now. They don't like her at all, so they're just dragging her for film. I said, she's going to do me a big favor is because she's going to talk. She's going to forget what to say. And then Armon going to shift it on her because once he find out how much money she gave me, he's going to turn against her and try to do it as well. Okay. And so here we go. He getting his feeling. I know him well. And now he's going to be like, okay, now I need to drag you because you fund Wiley. You gave to the Wiley Show. He didn't do enough to focus on the money because she gave a lot. But it wasn't enough to control me. Though she gave a lot, and we still need some more, it wasn't enough. But it wasn't enough to control me. It took a lot to control me, all right? Everybody tried, Liberty tried, but it's not enough. So here we go. So she's on there talking. She's talking about how I give. Armon is she's trying to explain the situation. The chat immediately dragged. Armon get distracted because 99% of the chat is dragging her because the Malago Grand fan base is dragging her. All these people is dragging her. They're dragging her for film. So I knew for a fact that the public was going to be on my side because this particular person goes to chat, to chat, to chat, to chat, to chat. She go to everywhere. And so I knew for a fact, if you keep going to places, they're going to be on my side. And they did exactly that. They said, I ain't with that. Lady, you gave Wiley this money. Armon, she can't be trusted. She falls out with everybody. And she weaponized her experience. And she give money to people just to get them together. That's what she did, etc. Right? So she talking. Then she talked about Whack, and then they expose how she just unblocked Whack 100. This is all on the comments. Then the people kept saying, stop saying Emmett Till, that just went up. Then people were saying that you are too old to be dragging this because you gave your money willingly. Willingly, you gave your money to Wiley. You gave your money freely because if the dates are there, you would never, ever see me send a request to her Cash App. There was no need to send a request to her Cash App. It's because she's going to give freely. This is not the first time me and Opinion that fall out. And guess what? She's going to be in her feelings and she's going to call and she's going to be right back giving to the Wiley Show. Okay? That's what she do. And so her mom was trying to give her some advice, but she's not going to listen to it. She's going to be on Clubhouse dragging it. We still going to bring Donat on because he got multiple lawsuits, so he's content. And she's going to call back in. Okay? Now, she's doing all of this, I want to let everybody know, over a job that she don't get paid. Now, I have moderators. They don't do what she do. They stay in the bushes. They a member. They give. They man their business. But not this woman. This woman is messy. She get in group chats. She get messy. She sends me personal information about people. And this is what she do. She's very messy. The problem with her is that when you befriend somebody that she don't like, that's when she have a problem. That's when she goes to all these things. Then people, and one of the people in Eva, I love her dearly in this regard. Because Eva jump on and she said, oh, they say he's supposed to be bisexual. Did he ever try what you know? Because she ain't my type. She is the type of person that she got so many things going on mentally, right? And she ain't on her meds, right? If she is on her meds, it ain't the right dose. because you're giving your money. And I personally, like I told her husband, I said, you need to give your wife a conservatorship because she's just giving her money freely to people, just giving money, thousands of dollars. She's just giving money to people for friends, and they don't want to be her friend. That's the thing that she don't understand. She's giving all of this money for friendships, and she don't have it, right? She gave Tasha money, this person money, Storm money. She gives people money. When they don't do right by her, that's when she weaponizes it. This ain't the first, and it won't be the last. Now, to Armon Wiggins, I understand his music ain't selling. He only made $1,000. Money hard. He got to move to another apartment. The homeless people just broke in the lobby, and he's tired of the homeless problem. His car got stolen. He don't live in a safe area. Though he's paying $5,000 to $6,000, it ain't safe in that area. He was more safe when he lived in the boondocks when he moved to the city, so he have no choice to move. Then he's trying to work with his income. Because he's writing off all of not to pay no taxes, it's hard for him to qualify for an FHA loan because you must show that you have an income. You can't be out there just writing stuff off and not showing, like, you know what I'm saying? So he have to show a stable income. So he's just going through a lot trying to get properties, infested with homeless people and all of that. He's upset that we're gaining traction, and we will continue to gain traction. And we will continue to talk about the trash music ain't nobody buying. And people are saying, I'm a fan of Armon Wiggins, but I didn't buy his record. We on subject. Bringing opinionated is just a mouthpiece to talk about Wiley. And we're on Twitter, they're talking about me, giving me what I exactly want. Took me a long time to get it, but now you are now saying Wiley's name. So why would I stop? I will press the gas 100,000%. Why would I stop talking about it? Because my agitation and my commentary is working, because you're mentioning me, you're talking about me. And you know the other reason why he's upset and he's doing this 110 is not just about the music. Because somebody else is in communication with us. Let's put this on the screen. This is why he's mad. Hollywood Unlocked have posted in the chat and put respect. Thank you. I love you. And I said to him, to Jason, thank you. I love you, bro. Please forgive me. He's angry that I am getting closer and closer to the Jason Lee connection. That's why he's mad, because I didn't burn no bridge with Jason Lee. Me and Jason Lee had a disagreement. I didn't burn that man's book. I did not leak no text messages. I did not trash his interview with Cardi B, and I did not tell Cardi B she need another interview. I did not flip flop with them female rappers. One day I'm with Lotto, one day I'm trashing, one day I'm forgiving her. You're doing all of this type of stuff. Okay. Now I don't want to be close with Jason Lee. I want an interview with Jason Lee. Don't want to be at his party. I don't want to be in that eating no grapes, no apples. I want an interview, and we will get it because we're on the right track. The issue with Armon is that he's saying, I'm on vacation. Okay, you on vacation. Oh, that's a big old bug. Ooh, we in the country. You on vacation, and the first thing you talk about is on your vacation is Wiley. Let's be clear here. Let's put it together. You on your vacation with your man. I don't have a man. I'm single. I'm a single. I don't believe in labels. I like men and women, period. Okay? And you're worried about me, about what I'm doing. Oh, that's a big old bug. That's a big old bug. Okay, I got it. That's a big old fly. You're worried about me on your vacation. Now, you're supposed to be so grand, all that. You literally have to think of content. And the reason why Opinionated waited so long to come on, I was helping her. I said, go do this, and say that. Go do it. And she did exactly right, because she's going on a press tour. Then there's other creators is going to bring her on YouTube to talk about her story, about all of these people, talk about Wiley, how he did that. And they're going to use her too, and they should. She got the money. I told her to stop saying you got money, because the more you say it, people is going to take advantage of you. She went on Armon Wiggins. Oh, I don't care. I got the money. And Armon said, since you're depositing check, send me a Cash App. She sent Armon almost $1,000 to his Cash App. She told me to get me together. See, you lost a good viewer. I gave your competition, somebody you would never be, almost $1,000. I said, that's fine. You ain't hurting me, ma'am. That's you. You're not hurting me. I ain't cry. I'm not upset because that's you. If you think giving to somebody else is going to harm me, it's not, honey. I'm going to thrive and continue to be successful, right? You're the one that's getting fired and given to people, and they're still telling you no, no, no. So have a happy. Give all your income to these people. I'm still here doing my commentary, and I'm not going to stop. Okay, we talk about everybody on here on the Wiley Show. If you're in the media, if you're trendy, I talk about trending topics. We don't just talk about Armon Wiggins. We talk about a plethora of subjects. Right? We went to Mayor Johnson, streamed this entire inauguration. Okay, this is how we do it. All right. And so when we hear this, and I'm seeing this on Station Head, I said, this is great. This is a good income. We got 500 people here. These are great numbers for the Wiley Show. We will continue to thrive because it just showed people that this is not a one-sided beef. This is a mutual beef. This is so mutual. This is Wiley, this is it. And this is Lady is a good promoter because I trained her well to always say Wiley name, be the victim. Continue to be, it will work for you. Be the victim. But it kind of backfired, really, because they already classify her as messy. Now, Armon Wiggins, you can't have it your way. You can't say that I have a mental illness and then say I pretend like I have a mental illness. When I was in a mental hospital in Green Oaks Hospital, and when I called you from the hospital, right, you called me back. You have to give a code when you are in a mental institution. I don't know if anybody been in a mental institution. We got 5 million people watching, right, around the world. When you are in a mental institution and call somebody, in order to get that patient back on the phone, they have to give you a code. I don't know about any other state, but I know in Texas, it's a code that you have to give them and say, hey, give this code, and you can get me on the phone. And I left him a voice name. He gave me the code. He sent the code to the nurse. The nurse said, Mr. Wiley, you have a phone call. Answer the phone call. It was Armon. Armon was sharing things about his mental decline, how he wanted to end his life, how he had issues with his stepfather, and all of these type of things. And he said, don't give up, brother. Trouble ain't gonna last away. Just go through it. He was talking. I was on the phone crying. I was so hurt. I didn't have any family. Nobody was around me. My mother was around me. My father was around. Nobody was there. I had nobody to call but Armon because he was a friend. He was the only one. He was the only one. And I didn't just call Armon Wiggins. I called Jonathan, and Jonathan called me the next day because he was at work. And it was just only Armon. And Jonathan, I had nobody to call. You don't understand, because some of y'all don't have a mental illness. And you don't understand. But I was there. And I feel happy that I could come to Chicago, that I could be around my family. I could see my nieces. I could see my sister. I could see my mother. I could see my brother. Because I remember when that wasn't the case. I remember when I did not have my family around me. You don't know how it is when you are somewhere and you don't have your family. They don't want to answer your phone calls. They cut you off completely. I was there. So, of course, I will always come back and show love, because my relationship with my mother and my family is so much better because I've been there. I've been in that situation when I did not have a relationship with my mother. It was so bad. And Armon Wiggins is mentioned because my mother did an interview. I was cussing my mother out. It was a very terrible situation. It was bad. It was tremendously bad. I was going through it. It was bad. So now that I can come back home and sit and be welcome, it was a time when I would come and when I would come to Chicago, I couldn't even stay in the same house as my mother. Because it was so much beef. I would have to be in a hotel, money I didn't have. It was just that painful. Do you know how painful it is when everybody just cut you off? I was in a hospital and almost wanted to end my life, because nobody loved me, and the enemy was working with me hard. And It's working me hard. I mean, he was in my mind hard. Your mama don't love you. Your family don't love you. This one don't love you. That one don't love you. This one don't love you. You see, they ain't answering. They ain't call you. You got the order of protection. You see you in this courthouse. You just let it go. Just end your life. I just wanted to give up. And if it wasn't for the help of the doctors, of the people, of the medication, I would not live to tell the story. And the reason why I'm crying is because it's happy tears. And so I will always take a picture. I think it's an honor that I can take my mother to a gospel concert and we can spend time, because I remember it was a time where we wasn't close. It was a time when we wasn't talking. It was a time that it was not one there. It was a time that the relationship, there was no relationship. One particular family member said to me clearly, I won't even come to your funeral if you would die today. That is how evil, how broken it was when you're being trashed in the church, that, oh my gosh, he have HIV and all of these type of things. I was being trashed. And so it's good that I allow myself to get the help, and now I'm much stronger and better and wiser now. And so this will always uplift and be with my family. I remember when, I have a good relationship with my sister today, but I remember back in 2016 that it wasn't good when she told me, you can't be around my children. I don't care if you live or die. It was just that bad. There was no relationship. Before my grandmother had a stroke, there was no conversation. There was no talking. There was no all these people. It was just bad. It was really, really bad. I had to literally, make ends meet to move. It was hard when I moved to Texas. I didn't know Texas, never been to Texas. All I've known in Chicago. I lived and breathed in Chicago. I love Chicago, and I was homeless. I was kicked out. 2 order protection. See, I have to tell my testimony because it's my testimony. I had 2. So when people talk about court, I've been to court. I've been there twice. 2 order protection. My uncle Bishop Cartwright said out of his mouth that you should be arrested. But I did evil things to Bishop Cartwright too. When I was going through, I put his name out there. I put his number out there. I put him on Jack. I was doing things too. So I'm not just innocent. I did a whole lot of things. I clearly was not well. So I really was just in a whole cussing them out, cussing out the church members, everything. I'm recording phone calls. I called one particular church member so many times in the middle of the night for hours upon hours upon hours and hours. It was just that bad. I called her about 90 times. It was so bad she had to disconnect her phone because I just called her all day. I sent police, CPS, adult protective services. I complained to politicians. I sent CPS. I called the Chicago Police Department. The police on my uncle called it on his mother-in-law. I sent CPS. I sent Adult Protective Services. I sent the IRS to the church. I reported them to IRS. I sent the police. I sent the Adult Protective Services to the church and they investigate. So it was just bad all around. It wasn't all this lovey-dovey, take pictures and all this is it's there now. But back in 2016, it was real beef on top of beef. You know what I'm saying? It was really tangible. You had other family members from the people that I was harassing. They was calling too. They want to be. It was bad. I was sending DCFS. I knew how to report, and I knew how to send. When I report to DCFS, they don't wait to come the next day. They came the same day with police officers. That's how wicked I was, and I wasn't in my right mind. Wasn't sleeping or eating, lost weight, all you gain weight. You didn't see me in 2016. I was nothing but bones. I was skinny, nothing but bones. But when I will continue to tell my story, I will continue to share my story, because here I am today. I never would have thought that I would be talking to politicians, because I was in a bad place back in 2015 and 2016. I was in a bad place. I had a mental breakdown. It was real. It wasn't fake. It wasn't something that I did to go viral. There was no YouTube channel like it is today. I had a channel, but I wasn't active on the channel. So thank God that I got the help, got the treatment, got all of these type of things. And people say, but why did you say Emmett Till? Well, when I was going through, that's all I watched. I watched a lot of Mr. Farrakhan videos. I watched a lot of Mr. Farrakhan. I kept watching Emmett Till documentary. I watched that over and over. I just played it over and over, and that wasn't good. I mean, it's not healthy to watch police brutality videos when you're mentally that's not healthy to continue to watch it. But I will watch all that. Sandra Brand, I would see it over and over, and I wasn't eating and drinking. I wasn't eating and drinking all day. And people keep talking about the library, but they don't talk about what we did before the library situation. We did a lot. We kept calling Dallas Police Department over and over and over and over and over. They bust into the house. They could have ended my life, but it was by the grace of God that it didn't happen. And they did not give me the help then. I called the police and they hung up the phone. And then we walked into the library and then we did what we did. But they didn't show up until 45, 50 minutes later. If you listen to the news clip, they didn't show up until like 45 minutes later until the damage was done, until I was butt naked. Then they tased me and put me in the hospital. And I've been in a mental hospital multiple times. So this is real. This ain't fake. This ain't nothing that I plan to do. This is a whole thing I'm acting. No, this is a part of my life. Do I want bipolar? No, but it runs in my family. My mother had battled with mental illness. My great-grandfather, my grandmother's mother committed suicide. My uncle died in a mental institution. My brother battled with a mental illness. So it runs in our family. I'm not ashamed to say. I know a lot of people in my family don't like me sharing it publicly, but I have to be honest. It ain't something that just popped up just randomly. It's just part of the genetics. It just runs in our family. But one thing about it is you can run it out and you can make sure you're healthy. And I'm a part of the generation that I see people that battle with mental illness. I see daily. They don't take the medication. They their medication is marijuana and drinking all day, every day. Drink. That's how you self-medicate. And I cut it off. And it's just amazing because I've seen family members that I know personally that they have a mental illness, but they won't go to the hospital. They don't believe going to the hospital. They don't believe getting a psychiatrist, but they will get about 3-4 cases of beer. They will, you know what I'm saying? They will get do some type of substance to self-medicate because yet they're going through because they're not a part of the generation that say, hey, it's okay to get help. I broke that cycle. I said in my generation before I had kids, I would definitely go and get the help. When I look at opinionated, I think that she overdo it with her money because in her personal life, she's miserable. So she comes to the internet and try to get friends with her money. It is what it is. But people will use you and abuse you. That's why you have to make sure you're good and sane. But most people in their personal life, they have a raggedy personal life. And then when they come on the internet, they create this whole persona trying to buy friends. And I've learned from the hard way, you really can't buy friends. You would just buy people as long as you give them. Once you stop, they're done with you. And some people you could just give, they still with you like dirt. Like you just came back. You must love yourself. You must love yourself. At the end of the day, you must love you. Now, when it comes to the YouTube streets, when it comes to us doing content, we will always continue to do content. We will talk about Armon Wiggins, about his music ain't selling. We will continue to do it. I will continue to talk about my mental illness. I talk about my mental illness almost every single day. I will tell my testimony every single day. I'm not going to stop. As long as that library is playing, that clip is playing, I will talk about it all day, every day. I will never stop talking about my personal life. And then you talk about my father. Yes, I met my father on Ancestry. No, do we have a relationship? No, absolutely not. And that's fine. But I will share that story. I will continue to share my story, what I experienced as a young man, as 32 years old. Thank God that I'm here to live and tell the story. Thank God that I'm bringing awareness about mental health. And I believe this is Mental Health Awareness Month. I will always talk about my mental health and how I got over and how I was able to take meds. Do I want to take meds? Do I want to take and get on the medication and take it every? Who want to take a pill every day? No, but I do it because I understand when I don't do it that it's issues that do come up, and I don't want to go back to the mental institution. When I look at Jaguar Wright, it's very sad to see this woman because she didn't want to listen to her family cut her off, not because they wanted to cut her off, because she don't cooperate. You know what I'm saying? So now she's in and out of jail, and now she didn't want to take her medicine. Now you have a record, and now you in the system, and now you have no choice because the judge is saying, hey, you got to speak to a psychiatrist. They did the same thing to me. They give an order and say, by a court order, you cannot leave the hospital. When you get things like that, that's when you know something wrong with you mentally. If you got a court order and say you can't leave, I have multiple court orders that said, Mr. Wiley, you are a danger to others. You are a danger to yourself. You cannot leave. Because I kept saying, I want to discharge myself. Oh, no, Mr. Wiley, you can't discharge. I was so bad that I needed more treatment, that they would have to transfer me to another hospital. They transferred me to one hospital to the next. I went to another hospital because that's how severely depressed. And then I wasn't cooperating. So not only did they have to transfer me to another hospital, they had to put me in restraints in a whole padded room with a big old glass because I was just saying. Then I was fighting, trying to get out of it. Didn't want to cooperate. I didn't want to do it. So they put restraints on me. I was a grown man with restraints on my wrist, restraints on my ankle, meaning you could not leave. You know, that is real. And they don't do that. They don't detain you like that, restrain you like that just to do it. You really have to be harmful to yourself. And they put the restraints on my hands and restraints on my leg, and then they shot me up with medication because that I was being extremely combative. I was trying to leave. When somebody opened the door, I'm running out the door trying to leave. And so they call whatever code they call, a group of them grab me, drag me down, restrain me, shoot me up with medicine, and I didn't even know if I was coming or going. I was just sad, just so depressed. I was fighting. It was all new to me. I was sad. I couldn't talk to nobody. I put a lot on Jonathan, and Jonathan was going through, and I feel kind of bad because I put a lot on him. It was a lot on Jonathan. Jonathan had to call the doctors. Jonathan had to tell him he could come home. Jonathan had to talk to the social worker. Jonathan was there. Jonathan was literally almost like considered to be like a power attorney. I allowed him to make all the decisions, to talk to him, because he was the only family that I had, and he was going through it. And I put all that on him. And now that I see him addicted, going through his issue with drugs, I feel bad because I put all of that, put it all on him. And so when he lost his sister to domestic violence, I clearly wasn't in the headspace because I was going through it. And it didn't dawn on me until he gave me access to his Facebook. And when I was able to read the messages and go back to the messages he had with his sister, and then for the first time ever out of the almost the 12, 13 years I've known him, because I've known him since I was 18, 19 years old in Chicago when he lived on the east side out in South Shore, I said, wow, I never heard him cry before, because I thought nothing bothered him. And then I found that he was adopted, and I found out that his parents passed and his grandmother passed. I found out all these things, and it was just so sad. And to this day, I feel guilty, and I'm trying my best trying to find him and to make sure he's okay, to make sure he's still breathing, because, and that's why I'm rushing back to, to Texas to see where is he at, because I haven't heard from him in months. The last time I've heard from him is when he told me that he wanted me to get into his Facebook, and I haven't heard from him since, and it's very painful. It's very, 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 very painful. But I put all that on him. I put everything on him. I mean, everything I went through. He made sure I took the medicines when I was arrested. Jonathan bailed me out. He was the reason why I was able to get out of Dallas County Jail the next day. I mean, he was just there. But that's why I'm rushing to get back, because I haven't heard from him, and so I'm rushing to get back to see him, just to see, is he okay? Because I'm reaching out to some of his friends, and they're on drugs. These people that I'm reaching out, they're on crystal meth. If anybody know anything, about crystal meth, it is a drug I don't wish on my worst enemy. So I'm reaching out to all of his drug buddies. So now I really have to almost go to a drug place, the last place I've known that I dropped him out because I found the address, just to see, have you seen him? Have you heard from him? How is he doing? You know what I'm saying? It's just really rough. I've talked to so many people that was inquiring when they see me out. They say, oh, man, how Jonathan doing? And it's just so sad that I just say pray for him, because he needs your prayer. And it's just extremely sad that he's going through what he's going through. But, thank God that I didn't take that route. I could have easily done it. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through trauma. My family didn't want me. They wasn't talking to me at one point. I could have easily picked up a pipe and, put that poison in my body. But I didn't. I got the help that I received. And thank God that I was able to get the help in Texas. That's why I'm not trying to talk about Texas so bad. Some stuff I do. But one thing I can say about the state is that I've gotten the best mental health treatment than Illinois. And Illinois is run by Democrats. And I was able to get so much help in Texas. And I thank God that I was able to get the help. Now, when it comes to all of this stuff, this drama, I have to talk about my personal story, because they always talk about the mental illness piece. Oh, he don't have the mental. I do have it. And it just don't run and take my life, because you can still do YouTube, you can still roast and gag, you can still do all of these things. And I thank God that I can able to be here with my family, and I will always be with family. That's why we was at an event today, and we getting our credit together, because we was talking to Tasha Robinson. She's a full service loan officer, working and everything to get my first property in Chicago, Illinois. So I was busy today. That's why I went earlier. If you was on my station here, you would have heard Jamal Green getting to know him. He's an activist out here in Chicago. So that's how you see all of that. But back to the opinionated child. Thank you. But I'm gonna this has been a great show. I don't know if y'all want me to open up the phone lines. I can open up the phone lines. If y'all want the phone lines to be opened up, I can actually do that. But I had to talk about this because it's need to talk about. And I think a lot of people, you're going to see more people have mental breakdowns. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is real. I think a lot of creators battle with that. They battle with it privately. Because number one, they are ashamed. They are embarrassed. They self-medicate. They drink. They overdrink, they overdo things, because yet they go through things mentally, right? My friend got on the drugs because his boyfriend and multiple people, because I did an extensive investigation, he started to get on it. It's a sex drug, because anybody know a thing about crystal meth, it is a sex drug. It gets you really, really horny. But the issue with him when he got on the drugs, immensely he just went through. At first, Jonathan was the type of man, he would save checks on checks, money on money. He never was broke. He always had nice clothes. He dressed nice and everything. So I got a phone call from his coworker and said, Wiley, you need to get up to racetrack. I said, why do I need to get up to racetrack? Oh, Jonathan, got caught stealing, and they want to press charge. So you need to get up here, get up to racetrack. So I get up to racetrack. I said, sorry, sir, my friend going through it. And I didn't even know the seriousness of it. And the manager told me, we're not going to press charges. He can no longer come in the store and everything like that. And I didn't know what was going on. I said, Jonathan, what's going on? He didn't tell me. I'm hearing rumblings. I'm like, oh, okay, probably, because he have always been a thief, stealing pops and like tissue and all that type of stuff. He did that in Chicago, but he never stole cash after register. So I'm like, no, this ain't Jonathan stealing cash. All this blah blah blah. So he moved to downtown Dallas, and mind you, I'm with me and Theo. We living together, right? So we haven't seen Jonathan. And then one particular day, Jonathan show up, and he was unrecognizable. He was dirty. He was just dirty, and he said, Wiley, because I heard rumblings. I'm asking my audience to pray, and then one particular day he came in the room, and some told me just end the show, because he came in the room, and I can't even find that video. He came in the room, he put his head down, and one of my viewers said, is Jonathan the one that's is battling with drugs? I can tell he's battling. And I looked, and then so we sat in the living room, and Jonathan started to cry. And I said, "Well, are you crying? Like, what's going on?" He said, I'm on drugs. I said, you on drugs? Like, what do you mean? Like weed? No, I'm on Tina. I didn't know what Tina was. I said, what is Tina? He said, I do crystal meth, but it's okay. The boxes and the voices, he was just talking weird. He just wasn't making sense. I said, what is going on? He's not, making any sense. So, I said, Jonathan, I said, how about I take you to, the hospital? He said, okay, take me to the hospital. So mind you, we live next to Plano, Texas and stuff. So we get in the car. We're in the car. Mind you, it's nighttime, just like it is now. We're in the car driving. Jonathan opened the door and trying to get out. He said, you don't see that back there? I didn't know. It scared me to death. I'm like, what is it? It's nothing back there. Oh, you didn't see that? And so he get out the car. I said, get back in the car, Jonathan. We in Plano, a predominantly white area. We two black men, right? So I dropped him at the hospital. I said, please, can y'all help my friend? He's going through it. He's not making sense. He's trying to delete himself. He's keep trying to get out of the car. I begged him, cried to the nurse. Not even 5 minutes he called, and the people said he's not cooperating. We can't keep him. Come and get him. So I come and get him. He still get out of the car, call the cops. He didn't listen. He was at the apartment up the street. Then his friend said, you know, Wiley, I think you need to get to our apartment and see what your cousin did to our apartment. I mean, the man took out the installation, he took out the vents. I said, Jonathan, why did you take this? Oh, is someone watching me? I said, why you got all this stuff out? I said, your apartment is like this. Like, what is going? I said, bro, what is going on? I just was upset. I didn't know what was going on. So, and then he said, Wiley, drop me off in Carrollton, Texas. I said, okay, drop you off in Carrollton. I got to go to work. So I drop me off Carrollton. And I just see all these guys just looking like zombies, like they look weird. I'm like, what is this place? He said, this is my friend. It was a white guy. So one of my other buddies, he said, Wiley, that particular place is a white guy. Y'all know who Ed Buck is? He said, that is Dallas, Texas, Ed Buck. I didn't know what it. So this white guy, he got money. He bring black young men and he give them drugs and they have sex with each other. And he brings his friends and they have sex with them and they watch them just to have sex. It's like all type of people. And you just seen it. People that used to look good, they're just looking bad now. They go to this particular house. And they go to this particular house, and then people they do, and that's what the such thing as party and play. Didn't know what that was. So I'm learning like all this stuff. And I said, man, this is weird. And I told John I can't bring you back there. And then I went to see Jonathan months. And so me and Thea, and then it was just so bad. Then I knew that it was a problem because he started stealing. He stole my laptop that I'm using right now. He stole it. Came in the apartment, took my laptop. And one of Theo's friends, he said, you know, Wiley, he stole your laptop. So I had to call the cops. He did bring my laptop back. And that's when I immediately said, okay, I'm not on Theo's lease. It's time for me to get my own apartment. So I went to a place and they said, well, Wiley, you owe another building, because I had broke a lease years ago in Dallas. You owe another building $1,400. So I paid the $1,400 and I moved. It broke my heart that I had to wait until I dropped him off in Dallas. I said, okay, Jonathan, come on back later. I want to see you. And I just snuck out like a thief in the night. I took my stuff, packed up my clothes, packed up my camera equipment, and I left. And I didn't even tell Theo where I was going. I didn't tell nobody my address because I didn't want him to show up, because he had a drug addiction, and I was ashamed of him. I had some guests over. I was interviewing, and I was so ashamed because they said, "Oh my gosh, what's going on with Jonathan? Why is he dirty?" I just felt so ashamed. I was like, "Oh, it's okay, you know, that ain't Jonathan. That's somebody else. You think you see?" I was so ashamed that he was going through what he was going through. So I said, "Okay, let me get him some help." So I called all the people, and this is when I found out, because again, I thought we were close, but we wasn't that close. I didn't know nothing about his personal life. He knew everything about my personal life, but I didn't know nothing about his personal life until I started calling people in Chicago. So I called his ex-boyfriend. He got me together. He said, well, call these people, this family. Called his adopted sister, because it's hard for me to, because his biological sister, she passed. I think he have a brother, couldn't get him on the phone. Then I get his adopted sister. She said, okay, Wiley, I need to see Jonathan. He ain't acting right either because he's posting weird stuff. So I want to come. So I'm gonna come to Dallas. Can you send me the Greyhound? I said, I can see your Greyhound, and I'm gonna come, and then send us a Greyhound he could come stay with me. About 30 minutes later, she called me back. She said, Wiley, thought about it. I got a man. I try to get him out of my place. He don't want me to bring no other man in here. I can't do it. So I'm done with it. She hung up. That was the last time. Called his brother, so-called brother. He said, man, I got baby mama drama. I got kids. I can't afford to bring them. Tell his aide to go to rehab. So I'm just calling all these so-called people. And mind you, he's not close with these people. I've never seen like his brother or this adopted sister. I've seen the sister one time that died in Joliet. I seen her one time when she was asking for money. I've seen her one time. But everybody else I have not seen. So it was just difficult. Then I called his ex-boyfriend that he helped, that he had helped. I called him. He had helped. He said, Wiley, I can't talk about him. That's my childhood boyfriend. I'm done with that. I moved on. I'm engaged. I can't help him, right? Sorry that he's going through this. So it was just done. So he just don't have any. I'm just like the only one. But I just cannot afford to let him live with me because he have an addiction, because he want to bring everybody over. Like Theo boyfriend at the time left his stuff on the patio because Theo didn't trust me to be around his boyfriend, right? Because he thought I was gonna sleep with his boyfriend, which I eventually did, but that's a whole nother story. So his boyfriend Theo left his boyfriend clothes on the patio, on the balcony patio area. So Jonathan climbed over the patio, took the man clothes. So he was angry. He was cussing. He was angry. He said, y'all let him come in here, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. We replaced this stuff, but the man was, I would be pissed too. Somebody stole my clothes. And we trying to explain to him that Jonathan stole your clothes, that he have a drug addiction. He ain't trying to hear that. You stole my clothes. Like, he pissed. So we trying to explain. It was just bad. And so that's what I knew. It was time for me to move because it was just too much. It was just too much drama. It was too much drama. Jonathan was just coming over. He had an odor problem. It was just too much. It's just too much. It was just too much. We went to About in Prosperity. This was before Kurt Myers passed away. And this is how good I go back with these people. Give me a second. I put these headphones in. Let me take these headphones off. We was at About in Prosperity. And I went there and I told Kurt, I said, hey, I got a friend that's on drugs. He said, okay, we can help him. He said, let me give you one of my employees. So we outside. I thought I got my HIV and my tests and everything is negative. Now I need help for Jonathan. And he said, yeah, we have a rehabilitation shelter that will take him. They have space and he don't have to pay. He said something, but he said, oh, Wiley, I got something to say. Is he ready to get help? I said, no, I don't think he's ready. Because I called him. I said, Jonathan, are you ready? You've been manipulated. You've been textingized. You hearing the voices. You trying to control, blah, blah, blah. He just cussed me out like a dog. And I said, that was it. There's nothing more I can do. I can't force him. He's a grown man. I'm not blood. I'm not his daddy. I'm not his mama. I'm just a friend. I went to court. I tried, is there anything I can file? It said, sir, there's nothing that you can do. He is a grown man. And one officer said, we can't do nothing until he commit crime. So the crime started to happen. So he was saying one of his drug friends. But this particular drug friend is he's a real estate agent. He got living downtown, nice apartment. But he's a functioning drug addict. So one particular day, Jonathan got high. And he stole the man's vehicle, drove the vehicle to our house. And I said, Jonathan, this ain't your car. Like, who's it? So the man called me and said, where's my car? I'm calling the cops. So the cops come to the house, and it was a lot. Because he knew exactly what his car was. And so I said, sir, he's on the drug. Can he give the car back? I said, he need rehab. And the officer said, step back. He ain't going to no rehab. He committed a crime. He's going to jail. So they arrested him right then and there. So we came together, we bailed him out. That was the first time. He didn't pay me back. We bailed him out. The lawyer helped to get him to go to the halfway house. We negotiated. The same lawyer that helped me, we paid the lawyer to help him get a halfway house. Went there, he got arrested again because he left, then returned to the halfway house. And so they put him back in jail. Another bail, and it worked out. We posted like 2 times for the bail. And then the third time, I just stopped. I just said, I just can't do it. I said, Jonathan, he said, you need to get me out. I helped you. I said, bruh, I helped you out twice. I can't keep getting you out because it's hurting my pockets. I just can't do it. And I got on the phone, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. I was guilty. I felt guilty because the thing that he can hold over my head, when you had nowhere to go, I let you live with me, and he played that to me over, and that used to make me cry. And then one day I just got up, and I said, I just can't help him anymore. And I said, Jonathan, I said, I love you, but if you really need my help, you really need to go to rehab because there's nothing I can do for you. This is not my area of expertise because when I was going through mentally, I got the treatment. I got the help. You need the help. And it's affecting you mentally. You're not the same Jonathan that I met when I was 18, 19 years old. You're just not. The drugs change you. You're not the type of man that you were. You talking weird. You post on social media weird. You're just not the same person. So he didn't listen. So we just stopped. And then, like I said, the last time we talked, he called me about a couple of months ago. This was right after Jaquez passed away. He called me. He said, Wiley, I need you to get into my Facebook page. Because I need to get my Facebook. So I get his information, get into his Facebook, and I haven't heard from him since. I've heard in all of his messages is people, let's party and play, let's have sex, let's do drugs. It's just mostly all the DMs that's in there. There's one particular person that we used to date when we was in Chicago. He moved to Dallas, and he kept saying party and pay, PNP, party and play. He's on drugs as well, but he's a manager at Walgreens, and I could just tell he got that addiction. Like he ain't the same. Like he got the twitch, he got the sores. Like he twitching. Like he posts weird stuff on social media. Another Facebook friend that I had him on my show a while ago. The addiction on him heavy. He's not the same. One particular day he called me, wasn't making no sense. Like I don't think it's being discussed enough. I think our next town hall will be the epidemic of drug use in the LGBTQIA community. I don't think we don't talk about that enough. It is a epidemic that is taking Black and brown folks out in the gay community. I mean, it's running rapid. It is running rapid in Chicago. People that I used to be cool with in Chicago and have on my show on Blog Talk Radio, they are addicted to drugs. Like they heavily on the drugs, and it's just sad. It's just really, 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 really sad. And then because I was telling one friend, I was like, the drug is so hard. He said, girl, he said, it's bad in Texas. Such and such. I said, yeah, how such a drugs? I said, what happened to such a on drugs? Just in and on drugs. It's just so heavy. It's just really, really, it's just an epidemic. So I think that's going to be our next town hall. I had another town hall, in fact, but I think that's going to be our next town hall in a couple of weeks, talking about the effects of drug use in the LGBTQIA. We might just have it just a broader conversation, but I'm going to laser focus on that and bring people together to talk about it. So we're going to try to get some experts to get on that panel and also get people to talk about it as well. It is a health crisis, yes, but with all of that, you cannot regulate a drug addict to get help. You can't force a drug addict. Let me say this. You can't force a drug addict to get help. You can put laws on the book all that, but if that person want to do drugs, they want to do drugs. You know what I'm saying? They want to do drugs. It's nothing that nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that you can do. That's why I stopped smoking weed. That's why it helped me. I just completely stopped. I drink alcohol every blue moon. When I say every blue moon, I mean every blue moon. You can go to my refrigerator right now. You will see wine that have not been open. You know what I'm saying? I just drinking is not my thing because I see how it affected my parents, my mother, and all that. So I don't drink. That's just not because I don't want to pick up that that habit at a well. So that's it. So ever since I cut that loose, like my appetite, I don't have that strong appetite like I used to, eating up everything. I eat like about once a day, drink plenty of water, and I'm slimming down. But I'm talking about this because anytime that we bring up me, I have to talk about my personal story, man. I have to. This ain't me pandering. This is my real life. You can Google, don't no sane person goes to the library and destroy the library and screaming the ancestors. I was screaming for the ancestors. Actually, the ancestors protected me. The Emmett Till, the Sandra Bland, everybody, the Minister Louis Farrakhan, he's not an ancestor, but our people, our legends, our civil rights icons, they protected me. They shielded me. They spoke from the grave. In my understanding, they helped protect me. It was because of them that I'm still here today. So back to Armon Wiggins in this whole particular piece, I think that I get what he's trying to get me, trying to drag me, but you cannot stop people from loving the Wiley Show. That can't be. The best advice that you can take from Wiley or that you can take from me is just ignore me and move on with your happy life. If you say you're so sane and you have your mind and you're not cuckoo as a cuckoo nest, right? Right? If you say all of these things, do what Tasha K did. But Tasha even sometimes respond to us. She don't even take that advice. But you respond to everything. It's like the higher I get my commentary, you have to respond. Because if you saying, you wouldn't watch Wiley. You wouldn't respond to the Wiley Show and do a whole episode about how Wiley scammed, which is not true. That lady gave freely. If that's the case, did you scam her? Like no one scammed her. She gave out of her. She just gave. That's what she do. She's a giver. But didn't nobody scam her. And that's not going to stop people from donating. That ain't going to stop people from watching. That ain't going to stop people from subscribing. That ain't going to stop people from dragging me. That ain't going to stop people from showing me love. They're going to watch the Wiley Show. Now, they are just stay in the bushes, but I don't care if you stay in the bushes. Still watch. That's what I care about. You don't have comment is a plus. Like you can comment, that's a plus. You can call in, that's a plus, But the major thing is you watching, and which is great. Just like when they were posting on Station Head, Wiley, pray for those who are against you, easier said than done. Someone had said Wiley had sex on Station Head. Absolutely, I did. I had sex on Station with a man, and I had sex on Station with a female. Yeah, with a man and a female. Yeah, I did. Well, one particular guy that I did catfish, he was the last holdout. We was at Marty's, and he hit me up when I had a jack and hit me up. This is T.S. Madison, makeup artist, and hit me up. We had sex. It was live on Station of the audio version. And he knew it was on there. It was the best. Then when I had Chicago Bay, we had sex as well. So I like men and women. It is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it. It's me. So give me a second, y'all. I gotta blow my nose. I was on that grand out here. Oh man. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. It is what it is. So I love women. I'm not the type of guy that say he don't like women. No, that's dumb. Why would I? Do you know how good it feels to be with a woman? Like, come on, if you never tried it, you should try it. It's amazing. Had another particular friend. I'm not gonna put his business out there, but Theo, he had sex with a trans man. He almost got that trans man pregnant because a trans man is a woman that transitioned to a man, but she still got her yoni. So he brought the trans woman to the house multiple times, and they was getting it in. She was moaning and all that type of stuff. I didn't even know that was a dude. But he had a whole yoni. And then one particular day, he thought that she was pregnant, because she still had a woman's parts. Mm-hmm. And he said, I enjoyed it. Now, this person, bottoms and with men, mostly been with men, all I've known him. But he had a taste of the woman, and he enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoyed it. It was a trans woman. Look at me, but we take the clothes off, got the woman parts, and he enjoyed it. So I was in the room. I mean, it was a small apartment. I mean, his room was about 5 feet, 6 feet away from my room, and so I hear everything. I'm like, oh, okay. It was just amazing. That's why we tracked her down, and we had sex with her, and it was amazing. It was great. It was awesome. It was really, really, it was on point. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. I kind of like the trans man because, you know what I'm saying, the best of both worlds. You look like a dude, got the women parts. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing. You don't even know if that person is a trans man. I didn't even know. I'm like, wow, what? Because at first I didn't think I was going to get turned on. But hey, a couple of little shots, conversation. It didn't even have to have no shots. It just happened. It is what it is. Hey. So anyway, so these are the stories, baby. It was amazing. It was amazing. So when I was with my female friend, my female boo, just amazing. It was great. I only last about 6 or 7 minutes. I'm kind of like, so hopefully like the next time I can last at least a good 25. That's why I'm trying to build up enough energy, because when I was grieving, I just lost my friend Jaquez. We went to the Julian Hotel. I think they changed the name out in Chicago downtown. Had money to go downtown to go to the hotel, and had sex and we got it again. And I lasted about 4 or 5 minutes, six minutes probably maximum. Then the second time was about 7 minutes. We had it about multiple times. And then when she told me that she thinks she's pregnant, I was kind of nervous and sad, like, oh gosh, but it wasn't too bad because I'm like, oh, we just take care of responsibility and everything. But thank God, it didn't happen. She wasn't pregnant, but it's a possibility that she can, because as long as we go inside her and there's no rubber, there's a possibility that she can be with child. It is what it is. And she still call me daily. I just prefer not to do it. Number one, she live far. Number two, if I do get her pregnant, that I have to be here with my child, my son or my daughter, because I don't want to keep traveling from Texas to Chicago and all that. I have to be here. So it'll be good now since I'm getting more stable here and living with my mom and everything like that, and finding a permanent apartment here, so it is fine and everything. And now that she know that, she really calling me every single day. Hey, you here? Can we see each other? So I'll go and tap that tomorrow after we get into the political realm, because I'm going to really be horny after I go into City Hall, after I see all of that. I want to get it in. That's my whole point. All right. And we'll tell y'all, we'll do a review. Hopefully I last longer, you guys. So hopefully I might eat that. I might eat that. I may not. Maybe when I get married, I eat that. But we will see tomorrow. We will see. Hopefully, like we last longer than the 6 minutes. Hopefully it's about 30 minutes. Hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully. Anyway. We ain't gonna stop. But hopefully it's more than this. It was great. It was amazing. Let me tell you this, and I know people in the community don't like it, but I've been with dudes a lot. Never have I came in a dude for 6 minutes. Sometimes I don't even bust. I will pretend like I bust and wait till they leave and go watch a video, right? Never have I came in 6 minutes. There are only one dude when I was on 77th and Jeffrey on the east side of Chicago. Jonathan left and went to. Jonathan had a threesome, and one of the dudes, I was in the living room, and one of the dudes came over and came to the living room, and he was getting something out of the kitchen. I made my move, and so he gave me head, and the head was so good that I called off of work. I was working at what nursing home was I working at? I was working at a nursing home. I'm not going to say the nursing home name because y'all might try to call and think I still work there. But I was working at a nursing home on the east side. So I was working there on the east side, and I called and said, hey, man, I'm sick. I can't come. So called off. I called off of work. Yeah, I called off work, and then we just continued like that all day. I took him to go to Rainbow to get some clothes or something like that, and we just had sex that entire way. Jonathan went to work, and all day he was like, "Well, I'm about to leave," and everything. So he pretended like he left. Once he saw Jonathan get on that 14 Jeffrey Jup, the 14 Jeffrey Jup, it take you all the way downtown. Once he saw him get on the Jeffrey Jup, he came right back upstairs to the apartment, and all day. We had sex multiple times, went to sleep, had sex again, and that was a great time. I'd say let's try to check it out. That was the only guy that I came like really quickly. It was just amazing chemistry. But everybody else, no, it took most of the time. I don't even really comment like that. I have to go watch like OnlyFans. Well, it wasn't even OnlyFans, mostly like videos that I have to watch, or just I would have to fantasize in my mind about a man or something like that. Or a woman, or my first Patrice, I have to fantasize about her. But yeah, that's just how that is. So I tell my experience, man. I'm just different. I'm a different type of guy. I think that people. I want to answer this, and I'm gonna open up the phone lines because I want to address this because people keep saying you are jealous of Armon Wiggins. I'm not jealous of Armon Wiggins. I talk about my favorite celebrity. Out of that entire episode of him with the lady, he still only made $1,000 on his music, right? His music had flopped hard. This brother went to the studio and recorded music nobody listened to. When you look at his monthly streams on Spotify, because he liked to talk about people on Spotify, about their monthly stream. So let's first talk about people that he diss daily on his station here. Let's stick with Lotto. Lotto get 12 million monthly listeners, 12,355,526 monthly listeners. Okay. Big Energy had got 250 million listens. Let's go to the quote unquote female voice of female rap. Give me a second. Okay. The voice of female rap get 820 monthly listeners. The voice of female rap Bitterman got 9,616. Deposit Your Check got 22,000 streams. Not the One, 16,000 streams. No Doubt, 1,990 streams. Remind You, 11,253. If you calculate all of that, it don't come close to the success of Lotto. This is why he's mad. Because you're trashing Wiley, but your music ain't picked up traction yet. And it's okay for us to drag you because you said Wiley ain't pick up no traction, which is a lie. You say all these things, but you trash Lotto, you dogged him out. Even let's go to Lil' Kim. You're supposed to be the female voice, right? And didn't even talk about when she was on XXL magazine because you're too busy talking about other folks. Let's go to Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim get 5 million listeners on Spotify. 5 million. You, sir, don't have nowhere near. You can only dream about getting that. So that's why you are angry and upset. Saying Wiley scam is that's nothing. When you put your music, the views drop. When you were doing your episode, you decided to play your music. They were drifting off. They don't care nothing about the music. They only care about is when you're dragging people, is when you're dragging Black women, and when you're degrading Black women, when you're doing these type of things. That's the only reason why they only care about you is when you're dragging people. Okay? That's it. I mean, Lotto's been in the industry. Okay, let's open up the phone lines. Okay, that was it. That was the point that I want to make. We'll talk about this again because I got to get up in about a couple of hours. Okay, do y'all want me to open up the phone lines? Give me a quick second. All right. I don't know if y'all want me to open the phone lines. If y'all do call in, we'll take 2 callers. If y'all do want to call in, we'll take 2 callers. Because I got to go I got to prepare my notes for tomorrow. Okay. Here we go. Hi. He also flip flower and panders for clicks and views. I mean, Lotto been in the industry since she was a kid, and she has a label behind her paying millions of dollars. The conversation isn't real. No, but you talk so much mess about these people. So when you do music, they're going to criticize you. All right? That's all. Anybody else want to call in? Thank y'all so very much. This was a good episode. I got my beats here. I got my notes here. I got my little bag here. I get into the real estate thing in another episode because we'll try to get home the show. Got my little vitamin D vitamins here. All right. Thank you. All right. That's the point that we want to make. I know it's late. Thank y'all so very much. Thank you for the cash apps to a person that sent me some cash apps as well. God bless you and thank you. I did send you your hearts. I sent 3. Okay. Somebody sent $20. Another person sent me $25, $20. Thank you to another person that sent $10, $15, $5, $10, $30, $10, $20, $100, $20.50, $15, $5, $5, $1.20. Thank you so very much for the cash apps and for supporting our show. You help us get to City Hall. God bless you and thank you. And thank you for continuing to give to our program. And we will continue live in Chicago. The next time you will see us, we will be, for the first time in history, we will be in the city of Chicago. We'll be in City Hall watching our city government work. And that is what democracy looked like. This will be the first meeting that Brandon John, the first official meeting in City Hall that he will be over and doing as the new mayor. God bless you and thank you. We'll talk about political in about a couple of hours. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show. If you want to give to the show, we do have a cash up, like I said, $ Marquise Wiley 28. We do have Zelle, wileyshow@gmail.com. If you want to contribute to our show. Also, we will be in Vegas coming up in October. So if you want to come and say, hey, I want to come to Vegas, I want to support you, you could definitely be in Vegas and support us. Make sure you RSVP, and you can RSVP at WileyShowProductions@gmail.com, WileyShowProductions@gmail.com, WileyShowProductions@gmail.com. All right. Thank you all so very much. Like, we got t-shirts. Make sure you go grab that. I did meet a couple of subscribers at the event. Thank you. I took pictures. Thank you all for meeting and everything. That was fun. I want to support someone who will take advantage of his Wiley. Oh, okay. I'm a master manipulator. Child, no. He also live out. Okay. He also remains alive. Thank you. Thank you so very much. You know, it's great. People are not going to stop giving to the Wiley Show. It is what it is. We're too great. We deliver too much good content. We in people's mind. Like, they ain't going to stop giving to the Wiley Show. It ain't going to stop giving. Okay. So thank y'all so very much. I'm about to go clean up this kitchen and listen to my gospel tunes, and we will see y'all on in about a couple of hours. Let me charge up these devices. Thank y'all so very much. All right, I will see y'all later. Bye.